my stream if it didn't completely break down. But anyways, we're back. We've got it figured out. So let's go back to where we were, and that is setting up the bot. Maybe we'll wait a few minutes. It seems like people aren't. We got 0 viewers right now. So let me just get the links organized. Let's go back to the studio. There we go. Shareable link. All right, we'll try that. We got 8 people online. Welcome back in. We think we have it figured out. All right. Okay, so let's get the bot going. Welcome in. Welcome back, Ravy, Milan, Tree Smith, Yo, Freediver. Welcome in, everybody. Apologies for that. So we are going to put some money into the bot now. All right, so we're going to set up our first bot right here on the main dashboard. We're going to choose the API connection. At this point, you should have already had your API set up. We're going to select BitGet. It's the only one currently available. We are working on OKX and further exchanges coming at a later date, but right now we have BitGet as a partner. We're going to choose the black box strategy. We only have one strategy currently, but you know, in the future we're going to have DCA strategies. We're going to have buy the dip strategies. We're going to have a whole bunch of other ones, but right now we're just going with our flagship strategy based off of alphanumerics. We're then going to select a trading pair. Again, we only have one currently, and it's going to be BTC USDT, the tether pair. And the initial capital we're going to deploy today is going to be 2,000. Go ahead and select create bot. We are in beta. There are risks with beta. As we can see, we've already run into a few issues. That was user error though. And then once you've selected all that, we will be back at the dashboard and you'll see black box number 1. This is the bot. It's set up. And you can see the red indicator tag to the left-hand side here, indicating that the bot is stopped. So when the bot is stopped, it's not looking for signals. It's not going to do anything with your funds. It's not going to deploy capital. It's not going to take profits. It's not going to do anything. But it is set up correctly. So once the bot is set up correctly, it'll show up on your display on your dashboard. And then we can turn the bot on. So we go over to Actions. And we start the bot. So now the bot has started, okay? And when the bot has started, it is scanning for signals. So it's listening for signals. And when the next alphanumerics signal fires, it'll deploy capital, whether it's long, short, or whatever. If you don't want to wait for the next signal, because anybody who's been trading alphanumerics for a while, you know that these signals are few and far between. So if you want, like Matt put it very eloquently, it's like a train. Hop on the train, let the train do its thing. If you want to hop right in, again, select Actions and select Enter Now. We're now going to enter with our $2,000 position. Enter now. We've successfully opened the trade. Perfect. We are in and we are good. So at that point, if there are any profits to take, you can select the take profit. If it's grayed out, it just means that there's not enough profits in the trade for you to take profit. There is, you got to take into consideration the exchange commissions and all of that. So until you're well into the trade, that will be grayed out. But yeah, this bot is rocking and rolling, and we're down 39 cents so far. All right, what do you think?
Yeah, so this is really important. So think of black box and think of alphanumerics, as you say, as like a train. So it'll ride the trade up, it'll ride the trade down. You'll be perpetually in the trade, long and short, forever. The secret source to black box and to alphanumerics is time in the market, and there's 100% rollover on all of these trades. So it's a compounding effect. You don't need any leverage in this bot. You don't need anything because it'll roll over your profits and losses 100% of the time, going long and short, long and short, long and short. So once you've activated the bot, and the bar is green, it's scanning for the next signal. But as I'll show you later on, if we go back 5.5 years, there's only been 17 closed trades in that entire period. The profit with the rollover on is mind blowing, and I'll run through that with you in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is, if you just activate the bot and wait for the next trade, you could be waiting for a really long time. You could be waiting 6 months for a signal to come in. This is not a high frequency bot. This is a position trading investment bot to grow your wealth. So I would highly recommend doing what Baloo and I have just done right now. That once you've set up the bot, just get in, just start the engine. Add when you've deposited your money, just buy in, market buy in right now at this price. It doesn't matter. There's already built-in stop losses in place, and every time the stop losses hit, it will revert to the opposite position. So you as that train is moving up and down, you just get on the train and just sit on it. If it loses on the first trade, it won't matter. It's not going to matter overall to have a few drawdown positions, because this thing is an accumulator. It'll just completely roll over, and grow this account exponentially over time. You'll see the real benefits of black box in years to come. I would really highly recommend you viewing this as like an investment vehicle that you can just put some money into, push play, and then just leave it. You're better off leaving it. You have all the opportunities to withdraw profits and to manually play with the trades once they're entered. But I don't even think that's a recommended thing. I would just leave it. Put some money in and just lock it up and just leave it for 5 years and let it roll over. We'll go into more detail later on the charts and show you the power of that. Baloo, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's the power of compounding, and I think this is a perfect segue to just start taking a look at some of the previous trades of the strategy, and just kind of drill home that picture, because a lot of people in crypto, they're all like, oh, what can I buy to 100x? What can I do to 10x or 20x my portfolio? And it's kind of unrealistic. I mean, sure, it happens. These things do happen in the market, but it's survivor bias, right? Everybody hears about it, but nobody actually gets it. It's 99% of the people looking for what 1% of the people are getting. And it's just unrealistic. But if you can compound a tried and true method with Bitcoin, you can achieve these results time and time again. And we can go through that right now. Let's just turn on your screen there, Matt.
Yeah, and that's spot on, mate. So this bot is so different to, for example, if you've got a small amount of money, let's say you've got $5,000 or $1,000 or something like that, and you think that you need to juice that up by 10x leveraging it or something like that. We're going to show you that you'd be better off using this bot, and using the accumulation system, and the compounding is actually far, far more profitable than it would be just trying to be the best trader in the world and use 10x leverage on your trades to try and juice positions. So right now we're looking at my screen. This is alphanumerics. I'm sure everybody watching now is probably pretty well familiar with alphanumerics, but if not, this is the indicator, the backbone of black box itself. So we're on the daily charts right now, and you can just get a bit of an overview. Tone Vase has been using this on his show recently, and it's been fantastic. But I'll just go to the weekly time frame now and show you. These are the weekly green diamonds, as you all know, and the wave, and another weekly green diamond down here. You know this. We've been through this a million times. But if I go back to the daily time frame, I'm going to show you the signals. So that the bot is firing off modified alphanumeric signals. They're exactly alphanumerics, but it's cherry-picked the best signals across multiple time frames to produce these signals right here. So these are your buys and sell signals. And if we just scan back in time, you'll be able to see what it's done here. We bought 50% here.
This is what Black Box is doing, correct?
This is Black Box. This is
Got it.
Black Box. And as we go back in time, you'll see the red equals the shorts and the green equals the long positions that were taken. So like we got out of the position up here, obviously, and getting into these positions back here, we avoided this massive crash here by getting short at this period. Long, short, long, short. You can see that there's very few trades being made. Sometimes when we get this weekly green diamond, it'll get 50% long. It'll add the additional 50% here. All this is happening on the back end. So you can just sit in these trades, short here back in 2018, at the start of 2018. That's it. That's the only trade that's made for 5.5 years. And that might seem like wow, that's not much. That's a pretty inactive bot. But if we open up the back end here, you can see what's really gone on throughout that period. With an initial capital, if we go back to the 1st of the 1st, 2018, with an initial capital of only $10,000, 100% rollover, long and short in the positions, no stop losses in place, we turned $10,000 into $5.1 million. That is insane. With only 16 trades, we're currently in our 17th trade right now. This is what the historical data shows that Black Box would have produced if we had gone back 5 years and started the system then. Obviously, we can't do that, but this is, of course, and previous results don't reflect the future, but I'm very, very confident that we'll see some fantastic returns. We need the market to participate in, as well and do its part, but we'll just go through some of these stats here. 16 total trades, 75% profitability,
which is huge.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. 75% running profitability. I get asked a lot about the max drawdown. Now, the drawdown is a factor of is all relative to the 100% rollover. If we take rollover off, and this is a feature that we're considering offering, what that means is it takes, so let's say your initial capital is $10,000. And every time the position is closed, it'll take the profit out and park the profit, and you just start with your initial capital again. So every trade, you're only starting again with your initial capital. You still had 1,000% return over the same period, which is just still phenomenal. But I really want to focus on the 100% rollover function, because you want to roll that profit over and over again into the next trade. Yes, it's more risky. Yes, there's more downside, because when you take a hit, you're taking a hit with more profit that your whole balance, rather than just the initial capital each time, which is a safer option. But you're not going to get those insane returns and the same multipliers without having the 100% rollover on. So it's something to consider down the line.
So from the bot user interface point of view, the 100% rollover, that's currently how the bot works. So whatever money you put into the bot when you set it up, that bot is going to take the full balance that you've assigned, and every successful trade, it's going to take the profit and it's going to roll it over into the next one. Later on down the line, when the balance is larger, maybe you don't want to deploy the full 100%. So maybe you want to take 50% profits and only reserve the other 50% for the next trade. Or maybe you want to take 75% profits and reserve the next 25% for the next trade. So there will be a way for you to mitigate downside risk with this rollover feature. We got a few questions before we move on here into the next bit here. But okay, so we got a question here from XXXBBY. How should I proceed if I want to deploy more capital into the bot in the future? This feature is coming very soon. This is going to be added where you can buy more, increase position. We haven't figured out what wording we're going to use, but you'll be able to add capital to an existing running bot. That feature is not here yet, but it's coming very soon. And
and
if
it'll just be the same as a market buy. So it'll average entry you out, but we want it to happen through the bot. You don't go into the exchange yourself and add to the position because it'll mess with the statistics of the bot. So it'll be about a week away that we'll have an add more button to the position, and it'll just average entry your price in, which is great.
And that's a good point to make. All of the interactions that you make with the black box bot should be done through the user interface. Do it through the dashboard. Don't go into BitGet and mess with the trades. This is one of the reasons that we highly, highly, highly recommend that you create a sub account for Blackbox, so that the sub account is just strictly Blackbox. You don't you don't touch any of the trades in the sub account, and you can rest assured that you're not going to be making any mistakes in the main account. So we do recommend that you do that and don't interfere with the bot on the BitGet side. And if you stop the bot, will it close the position at the current market price? Yes. So because we are trading these large swings, these large moves, we're not trying to, get the best range bound price and trying to, grab liquidity. We're taking market buys. So when you close the bot down, it's going to close at the market price. I deposited BTC
there's nothing wrong with that either. If let's just say you're in a trade, the black box got you into, and the market has an insane day where it just jumps $10,000 in a day, you might personally just think, that's fine, close the bot, close it out like that, no problem. At any time, you can just restart the bot again. So you just choose it'll compound it. You can choose your initial capital, start it again, and it'll just start the wheels again. So you're welcome to do that, of course. You have total control. We have no control over your account. It's all in your hands.
Yeah. Freediver asks, I deposited BTC into my sub account in the coin margined futures wallet. Can I start with BTC? The BTC bot is going to be the next strategy that we release, but currently just because of volume and demand, most of the market has demand for the tether pair. So I'm with you, and Matt's the same. We all like to trade the Bitcoin margined futures, but the market volume and the market demand is much higher for the tether pair. So at this point, we're launching the tether paired bot, but the Bitcoin pair is coming.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the next iteration of Blackbox to have.
That's the one I want to use.
Yeah, I mean they're just as good as each other, but I do like the other one too, to be honest.
Yeah. Freediver, I remember hearing about the best leverage being 2x. So how is it all automated? Leverage, we don't have leverage introduced yet. We don't think we need leverage. The point I was making in the Discord is with these long-term strategies, you want to mitigate the downside risk. So the gains for alphanumerics on 1x were the same as the gains at 3x. You actually made less money doing 3x than you did at 1x, and 2x did an incredible amount. It did twice as well. But we're not building this for leverage. We will bring leverage into the equation, but right now our flagship product is going to be the long and short Bitcoin Tether futures and the BTC futures.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, because the reason we want this to be the benchmark bot rather than having like a leveraged bot. We can build a leveraged bot. It's not hard to do. We can add to that later on if the demand is there. But I want to really emphasize the need not to have it by having the rollover function on it 100%. It's better than the leverage. This strategy, it works really, really well with a spot position, and I'll go through that in a minute with you. But if you'll notice on the right-hand side of my screen right now, there is drawdown to every position. So which means once you enter the trade, normally if you're in a high leverage position, some of these drawdowns that the position has had, which ended up being profitable trades, insanely profitable trades, would have got you liquidated in those accounts. Like if you look here at the second trade here, this is going back in time. This is a second trade that was made. The position drew down 14%, that ultimately finished with a 50% gain. There's going to be a continued drawdown before the position recovers in a lot of these trades. A 30% drawdown that you sat through that got you out at 13% profit. Some of these 27% drawdown, and that one was a losing trade, obviously, like that. A 19% drawdown to a 462% return on the trade. If you have these leverage positions on 4, 5, 6x leverage positions, well, you destroy your profitability. You liquidate the account. And if you've got 100% rollover on as well, these two things don't intersect. You've got 100% rollover on, plus you're using leverage, you liquidate your entire balance. So you've shot yourself. You don't need to use leverage. You can sit through drawdown because there's no possibility of being liquidated. So you just wait. We believe you've bought in an optimal spot. There's built-in stop losses in place throughout the strategy already. So your max drawdown is going to be, you're not going to lose too much. There's a safety net in place. But you open yourself up to the wild swings when it recovers, because we believe that you've bought in at an optimal place. Philip, any more questions there?
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's everybody wants leverage because they think they can get more money, but the reality is you don't. The reality is the richest people in the world that trade accounts don't use leverage. They use spot, they hold assets, they let the assets appreciate, they sell the assets. Keep it simple. Don't rush. This bot has a track record. It works. You can back test it. And we have incredible returns in the spot markets. We got another question here from XBB.
Can you hold on to that for 1 second? Because I just want to make clear. If you've got, there's two comparisons here. There's leverage, and then there's 100% rollover. As I said before, I want to make it really clear. These two things don't mix. Because if you're using leverage, you're exposing yourself to liquidation. And if you're 100% rolling over each position, you could liquidate your entire account. Now, this is not just the bot talking. This is in general talking. So you would have to use another strategy where you use 0% rollover for leverage. So if you have an initial capital of, let's say, $10,000 or $1,000, and then every time the trade is closed, you take the profit out and you take it away from the position, and you just start again with initial capital. That way, if you wipe yourself out with leverage, you're only wiping out the initial capital. You're not going into your entire balance of your portfolio. Now, I backtested these theories, strenuously backtested these theories. Now, if you use that, the no rollover, 0% rollover, just initial capital plus leverage, or you use no leverage and 100% rollover, it's better. It's better with less risk. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense not to use the bot with 100% rollover, no leverage, safer, fantastic returns, unbelievable returns, unbelievable. If you're not happy with with a theoretical
10 grand and 5 million in 5 years,
yeah, right. I mean, if that's not enough for you, you probably have bigger issues. Okay, then the bot can't help you at that point.
Yeah.
Sorry, Blue. Let's go to the next question, mate.
Yeah, so we got another question here. Can you please explain the use case for the take profit command in the bot? Should this be used instead of a stop if you want to sell and reset your entry? Really good question. So basically, what the take profit is going to do is it's going to take your profits from a successful trade, and it's going to take them out of the bot and put it in the sub account. So in the example we started today, we put 2,000 in. Let's say we double that to 4,000. We could take 50% profit. It's going to take the 2,000 out. It's going to put it in the sub account, and it's going to continue to trade with the 2,000.
Yeah, and what's the use case for that? The use case is, I'll show you in real time. When we had the 20 this crash here in the 2020 COVID crash, okay, we were short from let's say $8,000. We were short in one day. It would just drop, bang, 50%, 60%, bang, crash. Now, if that's life-changing money for you that you had just made, if it was just life-changing money, take it. Take it. The bot still got you the entry. You're stoked. You could just take it, okay? Rather than that, we need to have that in place because we want people to have the ability to go, fuck, I could buy a house now, or I could buy a car, or I could buy my wife a wedding ring, or whatever like that. Have the ability to go, yeah, that's enough. Thank you, black box. Bang, I'm out. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
You can always restart it at any time. This trade is a funny one because we were short, bang, the market recovered, and we actually had a losing trade on this, but very marginal losing trade. We didn't get absolutely effed here, so that was.
And you were probably enjoying the ride. You were probably enjoying your ride. You were short on the COVID crash, so like you're not stressed. You know, stress has a value associated with it. So yes, that turned into a break-even trade, but you had no stress, and that would be really valuable considering a lot of people were quite stressed at that point.
Yeah, that's right. So it was the right side of the market, but then the market recovered. And because of this is a weird event to happen. Obviously, it's a black swan for a reason. So the parameters couldn't catch up with what it needed to be. But we were 100% long from here, and we caught it all the way up like that. This is one of those times where you could have used discretion. As it dropped down, you could have just gone bang, exit, exit, exit. I'm happy with that. Got the trade, and then just reloaded the bot up afterwards. Or it wouldn't have mattered. You could have just stayed in it. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at the results from having the losses that the bot has made. There's a handful of losses. 25% of the time you've lost. They're minimal losses. It's still that results are still accounting for all those losses as well.
Yeah. That's trading.
You know, like that's trading. I mean, like we still caught long here. We caught long here. We got out here. We could have gone way lower, but we got back in here, and the bot's, telling us to get long now. So I would, as I said it before, I'm going to reiterate the fact, you just want to just jump on the train here and just sit on it. That's the best strategy to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blue. Any more?
You can, think of this as a part of your portfolio. It's supplementary. It's not the be all end all. It's not everything for your portfolio. It's just let it do its work. Partition your portfolio, give it a percentage, and then just leave it alone. Let it do its work because it works. We got a few more questions in the chat here. Is there a way to keep track of the trades the bot does? So because we are trading, the bot is trading on BitGet, all of your execution trades are going to be on BitGet in a CSV file for you to be able to file for your taxes and all of that. eCurb Man, first of all, thanks for providing Blackbox. I'm a middle-aged non-tech guy and purchased in HODL. This will do all the trading for me. That's correct. And it's a really good combination there. So you have your main account, you have your main HODL. This will just supplement your HODL, right? So you just take a percentage, add it to Blackbox, and now your whole portfolio, you've got HODL and you have Blackbox to help you stack sats for your main HODL.
Yeah, and that's the thing that anyone who's followed my work for a long time, if they've seen me on Tone Show or if they've seen anything I've done, this Blackbox is separate to your HODL, okay? Because the HODL thing is not something that I'm super staunch on. I do have a big HODL position that I bought right here at 3,100. That position is still hodled. I don't need to touch that. I got really optimal buy on that position. But the whole thing about the black box is as I close this for a second and show you, if you had just bought here and at any point and just held it, you would be so far worse off than if you had have used black box to go in and out, long and short. There's no question about it. You can see right here. This blue line right here down the bottom of the screen, that is compare. This is what you've made in returns using black box theoretically going back 5.5 years to 2018. This is what your hodl position is. This blue line. You can't. It looks flatlined compared to your hodl. I'll just change the dates on this. Just to show you, like choose an arbitrary date, like the 1st of the 1st, 2001. So bring it in more modern times. Still 500% return from 2001. Now that was a bad time just for Bitcoin. That's starting here. This is your hodl position down here, that blue line. This is comparing to the buy and hold what the results would be. Let's just start it from, I don't know, like 2002. This is your hodl position. It's winning. It's winning across the board every time because of the compounding nature of it. By buying and selling and then re-upping the position, re-upping it, doubling the position, doubling the position, doubling the position, you're compounding these trades and getting it higher and higher percentage than you would have just holding the same position over and over. Bullet?
Yeah, I mean, we've been drilling this point home for a while. You know, people really don't comprehend the power of compounding. And this is exactly what it does. It takes a series of 20, 30, 40, 50% successful wins, and it just compounds them. And then, a doubling turns into another doubling, and then another doubling, and another doubling. And then now you've got a really big balance on your hands. So, yeah, it's great.
And it could get scary. Like if the future goes as brightly as the past has gone here, like right now the current position we're theoretically in here is minus 3.24%, which is nothing to be sitting through a 3% drawdown. That's fine, but because the position size is so large from how much is accumulated, it might freak you out that you're $167,000 underwater here. So you could always shrink your position if you didn't want the compounding effect to go going forward. But,
this is where the rollover will come into effect. So once the balance grows to a large amount, take some profit. If you're sitting on life-changing money, change your life. Don't just keep getting greedy, and then switch your rollover. Get it off of 100%, drop it down to 50%, drop it down to 25%. That way you're mining cash, you're stacking sats, and you have exposure to the markets.
Yeah, I mean, the back tester would tell you to never do that. But that's when you have to, you don't
got to
have
balance human emotion.
Yeah.
You got to balance human emotion into the equation.
A black box is created that you don't have to use discretion anymore in your trades. You could just let black box do its thing, and it'll trade well for you over a long period of time. There's no doubt about it. But the discretion will come in when you decide how much is enough and how much is how much you want to risk it, and what you want in the real world. If you got enough money to buy a house and for your wife and kids, do it.
Buy a house.
Totally do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We got a good question here from Dr. Slob. Sorry if this has already been answered. How much forward testing does the bot have? Why should we be confident in it to have good performance going forwards? This is a really good question. And we have a scaled down version of Black Box. But because of the nature of Black Box, its signals are very few and far between. So our forward testing is limited. But like we've mentioned in the past, Matt has been developing this strategy for 7 years. We've been teaching it for many, many years. And it's not a high frequency bot. So the way we've gone about creating this bot is the signals are quality signals and they have redundancy built in. We're trying not to miss the signal, and we're trying to get good entries based off of the data coming in from TradingView. The forward testing, it's only a few months, and that's just, if we did a thorough forward testing, we'd see in the next bull market. We had to make compromises here and there, but we have a lot of confidence in the strategy. We've been teaching it for years. A lot of people weren't adopting the strategy, so we automated it. And it's all about creating that redundancy in the code so that if it misses a signal, it realizes it misses a signal and it fires a new one. And we have a lot of built-in redundancy so that you're not missing these momentum-based moves in this trend.
Yeah, and if I could add to that, Baloo, well put. Um, so if I understand the question correctly, it's um, how can we predict the future of the market? Is that right? Like, how can we be confident that the
No,
future
so
will
he's
trade up?
referring to how much forward testing. Typically, when you release a bot strategy, which in the high frequency world of the stock market, it's done daily. How much of the actual testing on, like, say, paper trades do you take before you actually deploy it with real money? And
Yeah,
for a high frequency trading bot, you can get 1,000 data points in a week. With alphanumerics, we're going to get, you know, well,
none.
15 in a 5-year period. So we
Yeah.
had to shrink it
So
down and
yeah.
try and get more signals, just to ensure that the API is responding with the bot accordingly. And then
Yeah.
moving forwards, we have all the confidence in the world in the strategy, and that it'll
I
perform
might
moving forwards.
I might answer the question that I thought the question was anyway, because I thought it's an interesting point. So black box is it's really smart, and alphanumerics is really smart too, and I'll show you why. The worst thing that could possibly happen for your return and results on black box is if we just stay in a range for a year. If we just stay in a tight range, in a $5,000 range for a year, your black box results are going to be really poor. They're not. It's not going to cut you to shreds or anything like that. But the returns aren't going to be sensational if Bitcoin doesn't participate in the ebbs and flows of the market. If it just stays flatlined, black box will do very little. But I'll show you. This is the cool thing about black box. It will never miss a move up like this. It will never. You will 100% be in this trade if this happens. There's no way you're not going to catch this move. But inversely, if this happens, there's 100% you will be short in this period.
Yeah.
Or any of these moves that happen, the little chop zone here, if that continues in that chop zone for a year, there's nothing I can do about that. It can't do little shitty chop zones. It does the major moves. You will catch every long $10,000 move, 20,000, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 move. You'll be in. You'll be locked and
Yeah.
loaded. Same on the other side. So that's where you'll make your money in time, because one of those trades is absolutely a game changer when you're 100% rolled over and locked on. So don't. That's where the time factor comes into it, because let's say we stay in a little choppy, shitty zone for fucking 6 months. Okay, the bot will look like it's done nothing. It'll just be sitting in this position. You'll just be in and out of very shitty average drawdowns and potential positions and nothing. And then it goes bang, bang. You would have caught it. You would have been in. I can't emphasize that enough. It'll catch it. Look at this. It will. Look, this was a little chop zone. We're short here, and then we got long. We got out of the position and went short. Bang, long,
With a little
long.
profit on that. I think there was about a 10% profit on that trade.
Well, I mean, either way, it's nothing to. We got long, and then the position changed bearish again, and we went bang. We were out, and we got out here. Lovely. Got in here. Reverted long. Reverted. Doubled the position. Got out here. That's this year. This year has been one trade. Long, doubled the position, out. Short, the position turned around. Now we're long again. Okay, and it's the same here. We got little chop zone, bang, we caught this. We got out. We got along. We got out. It's catching the major moves. The moves that make all the money, not the little chop zone stuff. It's catching those big runs
Yeah.
or the big collapses. You're going to get both. And that's where you'll make all your profit.
Yeah.
So in 5 years time, if you push play now and just leave it for 5 years, let's say
That's
we
what
have
we're going to do.
It's absolutely what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing
That's what we're
manually by
doing now.
myself for years. Yeah.
Right.
But let's just say that it only really, let's say in 5 years' time, the bot had another 15 trades. Let's say 4 of them were losses of between 10 and 5%. 5 5 of the trades were sort of that 10 to 15% profit, and like 5 of those trades were like 100% profit with with 100% rollover. It'll blow it away. The results will be
Yeah.
eye-watering, outstanding, phenomenal, and you didn't have to sit through 70% drawdowns and all of that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
I can't tell you how confident I am in this. I can't tell you, I'm putting my money where my mouth is here. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Baloo, I'm gonna have to go to the little boys' room for 2 seconds, if that's okay. Can you hold the fort for
Yeah,
me?
sure. Yep.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna go pop over. I'm gonna bring the Discord up and answer a few questions that were asked in the Discord.
Fantastic, mate. Let's do that.
All right. Okay, so a few people asked questions in the Discord. Okay, just one thing I've been wondering. So the bot is currently long. A green wave in validation turning to red is coming just under 26K. If we jump on board to the bot to trade now, am I right in saying that the bot will not trade short until the wave turns red? That is correct. So the bot will only take a short signal when the short signal comes in. So until the wave turns red, it's not going to go short. And the inverse is true as well. Trend is up while it's green. Just wondering if there's an opportune time to wait and enter like the green diamond. It's up to you. So when do you enter into the bot? How do you enter in the bot? Like we showed over here, you basically just go to actions and you have the option to enter now. And that gets you into the sequence of trades, because the bot never stops. It's either long or it's short. Okay. So if you just want to hop in, there is a risk that the beginning might be rocky because you don't have a buffer. You haven't built up, a buffer of profit yet. But over time, if you get a few compounded trades, then you just let the thing let the bot do its work. Ian Degen asks, good luck with the stream. Another question. So my account is set up and I checked it tonight and renewed the API as the future part wasn't set. Now it's all set up. When you switch the bot, it will automatically enter you into a trade. No, you have to actually click enter. Also, if you want to add more funds, we covered that. We are going to create a increase position button or add to the trade button. We haven't decided on the verbiage yet, but that's coming probably within a week. No, we had more questions than that. Okay. Crypto Burger asks a question for the show later. Will it use all the USDT in the sub account? No, it will not. It will use the amount of USDT that you assign at the point at which you opened up the bot. And then you can add from there once that feature is added in about a week. All right. Okay. I think, did we do it? Is that it? Is there any more you wanted to cover, Matt? I'm sure more questions are going to pop up. So if you are watching the replay, feel free to drop the comments down below. If you just found us for the first time on Twitch, hey, welcome. We are JT and Matt, and we create free Bitcoin trading bots for you to use. Will you do a step-by-step video, or did you do this at the start? We did do it at the start of take 2 of the stream. And there will be another video going through this that's going to be produced, short, succinct, and really easy to follow along with. There's also going to be PDF instructions as well to get you up and running. That'll probably be ready in the next few days.
Baloo, did you talk about when I was gone just now about the bot's free, completely free, that we don't touch anyone's commissions. We don't
touch money. We have no access to anybody's account. The bot's 100% free. Yep. All that we ask is that you trade on one of our partner exchanges. So currently our partner is BitGet. That reminds me, there is a giveaway for BitGet. It's not unique to Blackbox. It's just a giveaway that they are doing.
As you load that up, I just want to make it clear. The bot is totally free. And you might say, well, why is it free? We make money from the exchange. So we have partnership exchanges. So every time you trade without Blackbox, just by yourself on the exchange, there's an exchange fee. We get a percentage of the exchange fee. The same as like your big YouTubers with their referral programs and whatnot. It's exactly the same business model. So it costs the user nothing. The exchange is paying us to bring new users on to the exchange. So it's a really it's a risk for us that we won't make any money out of this, but it doesn't matter because we have the bot that we want to use ourselves. So that's it. So it's a really good deal that we're not charging. I think most bots will either charge a subscription service or they'll take a percentage of your profitable trades. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah, it's something that not a lot of people are doing. It's either people are creating a cryptocurrency trading bot and they're packaging it up and selling it to you either for a one-time fee or taking a percentage of your profits, or you have, you know, the cryptos of the world that don't really, you know, they just give you a YouTube video and tell you to use the link. So we're kind of combining both of the models to offer you a lot of value. There could be a reason that nobody does it this way, but this is the way that we're choosing to do it. And we, like I said, you know, we wanted the bot, we built the bot for ourselves, and we're going to share it with you guys. And yeah, it's totally free. So yeah, here is the join a prize pool. You could win a MacBook Air M2. You could win trading bonus. You could win an Amazon voucher for $2,000. So check the comments on the YouTube chat. I left a comment there, and then let me get it into the Twitch as well. So you can go in and follow the instructions there. And try and win a MacBook. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to be clear, I've got no problem with Crypto. We hung out with Crypto for a week in Bali.
He's a good guy, and he produces content that people enjoy watching. You know,
he
can't fault anybody for that.
He's really shy and quiet in real life, which is
that's shocking.
Like,
it's shocking.
It's shocking.
He's a very quiet guy.
Speaks.
Yeah,
he barely
very
speaks.
quiet guy.
Yep, barely speaks. There's a question here, a quick question from Matt. Since you have been developing and practicing this strategy for 7 years, have you always had your positions on the exchange or on a hardware wallet?
Very good question.
So I run in 3 different accounts. I've got a long-term position that I bought there at 3,100. That's a large amount of Bitcoin in a hardware wallet, offline, never to be touched. I have a position trading account, which I will leave on the exchange. That's no problem at all. And then I have a leveraged account as well that I use for leverage trading. So I would consider Blackbox to be that middle account. That's the long position trading account. That the Blackbox is now a substitute. Even though I developed the system and I've been using it for years and years and years, I will put everything in Blackbox now for that middle account. So if I was you, and if you had been using Blackbox or you've been using your own leverage trading accounts, when you've got a substantial amount of money that you want to protect, I would definitely siphon off into that hardware wallet as you go.
Yeah.
Same with Blackbox. If you're pulling profits, if you've made $50,000, $1 million, whatever like that, put it out, drop it in, and just let the bot keep rolling with a lesser amount for security. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, nothing negates the fact that security is really important in crypto, and we've seen exchanges go down. So anytime you introduce an exchange, you introduce exchange risk. The unfortunate reality is there's really no way around that if you want to be a trader. Traders need access to exchanges. This is not meant to be your hodl. This is not your hodl, okay? So please use this supplementary. It's that middle swing position trade system that you're going to be using to increase the position in your hodl, which is safe on a hardware wallet.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. I think that's it. We will wrap it up there. So if you guys are joining in or just popping in on the live stream. We are Blackbox. We are now live. You can get your free Bitcoin trading bot. Follow the links below. Sign up with BitGet and get your free Bitcoin trading bot. And yeah, until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for joining in.
Enjoy Black Box.
Yeah, enjoy.